Hello, how are you? Well, if you are just coming across this page or this channel, I would like for you to not stroll, please just give me some of your time. I'm gonna be short, but I just need your attention, please. Well, by name, I'm called Peter VC Fire, or you can say Peter Fire for short. Of course, that's my name. Well, I want to be talking on something that is very important, and this thing is something that disturbs me every time. Even when I'm sleeping, I continue to think about this. It continues to worry me. I continue to ask myself, if this continues, what becomes of the generation that is coming after us? What becomes of the young people who are out there, who have already been deprived of so many opportunity in life, who have look at as a disadvantage, are already been put in a place where they cannot make positive decisions, they cannot do things, they cannot explore ideas, you know, they cannot do things that would be of wow to the society, because there are things that when you do, everyone will be like wow, wow, like it's normal, but it's somehow shocking to people when you do these things. So like I said, there are so many things that I will be talking about. But first, I just want to speak on this thing, and this is one of the essential things really that I think we as young people we have to look at. These are this is something that I want young people to take precautions about. One thing is sure, precautions is better than cure. So the better you protect yourself from this thing, it's easier for you to get yourself out of it. Because if you protect yourself, that is, you have prevented yourself already. So if it is coming to you, of course, you know that you are already being protected from it. So you don't have any cause to worry. It will just pass you by. So what I want to talk about is drugs abuse. I want to talk about drugs abuse. Today, when I turn on my phone, go on social media, I see so lot of things about young people. Young people who society have considered to be disadvantaged youth today. They are sleeping in the streets, sleeping in uncomfortable places, and taking in these substances. These same kids or these same boys and girls cannot afford the cost to pay for shelter, but they can afford the money to buy these things. And you know why? Africa is considered the poorest continent. Like I said, Africa is considered as the place where you see poor people. But this is where marijuana or cocaine is highly distributed. This is where you find you see in every corner, every area. There is a gain space where you find young people taking in these substances. It's quite sad. Seriously, it's sad, really. This is something that when I see some of my peers, some of my friends, especially those ones that we started like high school together, those ones that were in primary school, those ones that were coming up together, those ones that were friends to me in my community, and I begin to see them in the streets. I see them begging in the streets. Sometimes I feel very sad. If you are a young person who have not gotten yourself in this habit, I want you to to not think of doing such. Do you know why? There's no benefit. At the end, you will only regret. You will only be, behind. Like, it doesn't take you forward but backward. Does it? Definitely, you won't go ahead. You will always be behind. At the end of everything, regret is going to be the order of the day. Only regret, only regret. And so many people today in our society have taken these drugs or this cocaine or these substances to be their source of worth. They have taken it upon themselves to distribute these things everywhere in our society, everywhere in Africa, everywhere in our countries in Africa. They have taken it to be their source of income. One thing about this thing, the rich people, they are affected also. Whether rich or poor, this is a global issue. It's not just about Africa. It's not just about, young pricing or young people. It's about everyone, because old pricing, young pricing, whosoever can take in this substance. But as a young person, I'm really talking about young people, because these are people that will be transitioning to the next group of generation, that is to the other stage. These are people who will, transition onto adult in the years to come. These are people who society will be looking up to. These are people who the young ones that are coming up will be looking up to for advice. So, if we have, destroyed ourselves, what becomes of the future of those ones that are coming up? What becomes of them? What happened to them? It's sad, seriously. You look around today, you see our young brothers and sisters are begging in the streets. They have been raped. They have been beaten on several occasions, whether they were wrong or not, only because society have looked at them to be disadvantaged youth. We have taken them to be bad people in our society. They said precaution is better than cure, as I said previously. But are we taking precaution of these things? Is drug abuse being taught in school? Is there any form of massive awareness in every corner, every space? People are trying. I must commend those who are trying. Those young people who have taken upon themselves to go around in our community, everywhere, and to talk about people, about those things that are waiting for them if they deviate from this habit. But before that can reach, as a young person, or whether you have your son or whoever, you can tell them, you can keep advising them, because the issue of getting into this habit is a gradual process. You don't just, get into it like that. It takes time. It's a gradual process. It don't just happen. It takes time. See, some of our brothers and sisters that are already in the streets. See them. See what I'm talking about. Look at them. See them lying down on the streets, taking in these substances. They don't even bathe. They don't even have time. Some of them don't even have a home. Look at our brothers and sisters. Look at them. Look at them. Look at them. I feel sorry for them, the young ones. See them. See them. I know. Even the rich people are also affected. I know all of that. I know the bodies. Look at our girls. But I'm speaking of mass, the massive. Those young boys and girls who are already deprived of better health care, who have already been deprived of a better education. So many. There are so many who want to go to school, but there is no means of going to school, especially in the rural area, especially in the interior, especially in some places where you find it difficult for young people to get in school, for young people to be educated, for young people to learn trade, for young people to make use of their time. At the end, since there is nothing to do, well, let's get to the ghetto. That's how we call it, ghetto, where they drinks, smoke, and taking all of these substances just for pleasure. The mindset for which they do these things is like, if I take in this substance now, I'm going to free myself. I'm going to take myself out of my stress. I'm going to be okay. But that just for a few minutes. After that thing is gone, you are finished. And then you have to get it in your system again so you can continue. It's a continuous process. It's a continuous process. You don't just take it now and say, oh, I'm done with it. You keep taking in, you keep taking in, you keep taking in. Every day you keep taking it. Yes, that's the thing. So many of us. It's not profitable. But so many don't have choice. It's a habit that they have, gotten themselves into. It's a habit, that have control their entire system. You know what drugs is? Drugs is any chemical substance that change an organism physiologic or psychology when consumed. Of course, if a drug can change you physiologically or psychologically, what do you think can be done? Like, your mind have been disturbed, your way of thinking, acting, everything have been disturbed. So what is the positive decision that will come up there? Nothing. And so many people, so many rich people today, or so many people have taken this to be their business. They have taken the distribution of cocaine across Africa to be their source of wealth. And they have not been you know, things put in place to help our young brother and sister to deviate themselves from this habit. System put in place to educate our brother and sister, the young folks in school, that this is what's going to happen if you get involved into this. But to your surprise, these things are happening in schools. These things start from school. Why? If we know that this is something that is affecting almost every single young person, one way or the other, why can't it be taught in school? Why can't we learn this part of it, that drugs abuse it's not good for you as a young person? Why can why can't our education system just form this or make it part of our curriculum so that it can be taught in school? Just the way it says education, people teach sex education in school today. Why can't drugs abuse be taught in school? Why can't they teach this thing in school? That's the question. Why? But I'm not surprised, because if these things are taught in school, so many young people will get to consciousness. So many people will get to their senses. So many people will start to think that I think this thing is not good for me, this thing is not good, or this thing will harm me. We only try to help people out when they have already gotten into a situation that you yourself know that you cannot handle. But before this thing can start, what are the mechanisms that are put in place? What are the mechanisms? What are things that you have done? One, the security system. Two, the teaching, the lesson. Three, the health care. Because if a person just start this now and you take them to the rehabilitation center to flush this thing out, I believe this person can get back to consciousness. The person can get back to themselves. Of course, it's possible. But after this person have stayed 5-10 years taking in these substances, taking in these dangerous drugs, you come from nowhere, just take them one day and think that they will change from this thing. So many people who are fighting out there to help our brother and sister deviate from this habit, I want to salute you. I want to thank you for the effort that you are putting in so far. But let me remind you, you should keep on informing those ones who have not yet got into this habit. You should create awareness. What I'm doing now is awareness. Of course, I'm creating awareness because there are so many of us who get on social media. There are so many young people who use social media as to amuse themselves, to entertain themselves, to make themselves feel happy. So you can make use of this blessing or this message that I'm giving you and figure things out the right way that you can. This is beneficial to you only if you take this in and practice it. Like if I tell you that this will affect you. Don't think that I'm joking about it. There are examples, there are so many young people who you see out there today. They have been deprived of so many things just because of this habit. People don't believe in what they talk. People don't believe in what they do. People don't even believe in anything about them because they take them to be drugs addicts. They take them to be drugs addicts. Of course. You just say, he's a drugs addict. I don't think I should associate myself with him or her. Of course. So, if these things continue to happen, what do you think? What can we say about the future? What can we say about the young generation of Africa? What can we say about Liberia? We need to ask ourselves, especially to those who are already in their late age, who have the power to change things, to begin the process now. If you have started the process, keep it on, because our youth are dying. Our future is at stake. Our future it's sad, actually. I feel so sad. Even at this point, as I'm speaking to you, I feel so sad. Just listening to a young person from Liberia speaking to the president of my country. Just listen to what she said. Listen. Just listen.
Dang.
But why I gotta tell you, President? You with the trust.
Dang.
With the trust. They put up in the country. They put up in Nigerians. They pass the children Nigerians. They put up in our country. They bring in the trust. They will die with the trust. I'm not allowed to you. Yes. We getting foolish. Yeah. We getting fake their life. You're coming like you get. They're fucking all the money. At the end of the day, they will go to lead the people. They will arrest the people. They talk them. They put in the get the trust. And they sell about the who they use.
Yes.
We're smoking. They're taking their money.
Speak your mind.
So I don't know what they're doing. Yes. Me, I want to go there to be better. Yes. I want to come nice. Yes. Exactly. You want better things. Exactly. So get back to you, President. And you want to vote for you, President. Please teach the people on the highway.
Yes. Yes.
Highway trust.
Yeah,
I don't go to my children. I have no clothes to wear. I'm foolish. I'm dirty. I'm my head, nothing on my head. President, oh God, will tell you, our Papa, we like you. But why you doing fraud? Don't look at the people. These people will begin to trust in the country. Yeah. They are fraud. Yeah. When I'm on the highway, you will say your weapon. Stay on the highway. And then stop bringing the trust. We die with the trust. We die with the trust. You don't want to smoke the trust again. The trust that virus. They got sickness. They got disease. They got animal shit. They